When I was asked to participate in this press conference, I knew immediately and without hesitation that I wanted to be a part of it because I wanted very much to have the opportunity to publicly thank the men and women who came to my aid, our aid, that Friday morning in July. Earlier today, I was given the opportunity to meet these people and to tell them how so very thankful I am, and thankful that the city has so many brave, selfless, dedicated professionals protecting us and who are there when we need them and when we need their skills the most. I was able to meet Paul and Keith and Mary and Barry, who are back somewhere, who were the first responders, the first people who came to us that morning, and it was very emotional, very important for, I think, us to have that contact, and I appreciate that opportunity. They're the ones who got me through that morning, and I wasn't going to pass up an opportunity to share with Winnipeggers that I believe that we're truly fortunate that we have these people with their expertise and integrity right here among us, and that our city is well equipped to manage all form of crisis. Certainly what happened on July 3rd was something unprecedented and quite shocking. I still have trouble grasping the reality of it, but I know it happened. Every one of my interactions with members of the Winnipeg Police Service, my 1,900 new friends, as Chief Clunas referred to them, has been positive and encouraging. And I've had the opportunity to meet a number of police officers, various ranks, over the last 12 and a half weeks. And I've been so impressed by the dedication that they have to our city and its citizens. One of the officers I met in the earliest days was actually one of the officers who was standing guard at the hospital at the time when I think we really didn't know what was going on. And he would chat with me and he shared with me that, and all he would talk to me about was the community building activities and projects that he and his partner would work on in the inner city, and gave me all these positive examples of stories and experiences of relationships that they had formed. And it occurred to me that this officer was so proud of these accomplishments, and I remember feeling really inspired by that and hearing firsthand that our police officers were involved in that way as well, not just responding to crisis and to situations that are unthinkable like the ones we went through. My experience with members of the police force has been that these are dedicated and talented individuals who believe in and care about our community. Our city's first responders are extraordinary people. The way in which they were able to respond so quickly to what happened that day, and we heard how it happened, and I've heard it for the first time really today too, was exemplary. I remember in the minutes after the explosion, the arrival of the first Winnipeg police officer, who I know now as Paul. He quickly took control of the situation and he reassured us that help was on its way. And a few minutes later, the responders came. They got to work. They were calm. They were in charge. It's hard to explain the feeling, but I just knew I was safe and I was going to be safe. It was something about the way in which these individuals comported themselves that gave me courage, and I think it gave the women who are in my office, and I see that they're here today. Thank you. Because we went through this together, and they gave us the strength. I didn't know at that time whether I was going to be okay or not, but in the very long minutes, I knew that I was, at least for that time, safe and in good hands. I felt confident that all I needed to do was to stay calm, take deep breaths, and work together with a team that was there to help. People have told me that I was brave that morning, and if I was, it was because the women of my law firm who didn't leave me until help arrived, and because the first responders quickly took control of the situation, showed me their bravery and their strength. And it was easy for me to be brave when I had great role models. And what's remarkable to me is that those men and women who were there for us that morning do this for others day after day. They face crisis and trauma situations all the time, and they keep doing it. As a community, we can take comfort in knowing this, and we can be confident that there are many brave men and women who are invested in their roles. It's a form of public service that is so selfless, and it's inspiring to know that people like this, that we have people like this to depend on, and a system in place that we can rely on. So it has been about 3 months since the events, July 3rd, and I'm continuing my recovery. There have been good days and bad days, and I expect that there will be good days and bad days to come. I'm not yet finished with my involvement with our healthcare system, and I cannot say enough about the quality of care that I have received from Health Sciences Centre, St. Boniface Hospital, and through our home care system. Those people who go to work each day and provide care to patients, most of whom are frightened and stressed and in pain, amaze me. There are so many people I want to thank, but I know we'll be here all afternoon. But I do want to thank the emergency team at HSC for what they did for me. I remember everything about that morning. From the first minute to when I happily was put under at HSC. So I know what was going on, and I know how much everyone did to ensure that I was being taken care of. I want to thank the nursing staff at the HSC burn unit and the wonderful rehab staff at St. Boniface and HSC for their professionalism and compassion. Again, these are individuals who day after day help strangers, and so I want to thank them for helping me. In terms of my own recovery, the most important thing that I need is the time to heal physically and to move past what happened that day. Luckily, I have the support of my friends, my family, and I've had positive wishes and encouragement from colleagues, clients, perfect strangers from across Canada and even overseas. It's been incredible. And while it's been my honor and privilege to speak today about those individuals who helped me when I needed them the most, at a time of crisis the likes of which I don't think our city has seen in this way before, I'm still very much still in a process of recovery, and I hope that you'll understand that able yet to share more than I have today about what happened and what my plans are for the future. Being able to go back to my practice as soon as I'm strong enough is my goal. I know enough not to set that bar too high or to set timelines that are not realistic. The tremendous generosity of my colleagues, friends, family, members of the public has given me the means and the time to continue my recovery. So I'm grateful for that gift of time and for the wonderful people who have contributed and helped me, and I thank every one of you. I'd also like to thank the members of the media who have respected my request for some time to focus on healing. Obviously, I appreciate that this is a story that matters to the public, and I acknowledge the support that I've received from members of the public, and that has been a huge part of my recovery. I was very impressed with the way in which members of the media who had reached out to me did so in a way that was respectful of my privacy and what I went through, and I appreciate your continued patience. And I look forward to perhaps revisiting some of this and following up in the future. It's only been 3 months and there's a long road ahead. I also would like to thank the organizers of this event for giving me the opportunity to speak today and for gathering together in one place those people who saved my life and who save lives every day and inspire others. Being able to say thank you face to face brings things full circle for me and for moving forward. So thank you.